Alright, so after installing the timing belt, install the tensioner, and as when this tool comes handy. Good thing with this kit I bought came with this tool, which is going to be used to tension. Then we're going to be looking for that window over here to be right there in the middle, and then install the nut, but just for a safety precaution, because this thing holds the engine together, right? If this goes, the engine is destroyed. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of blue thread lock, because why not? Just a little bit. Right? Makes me feel safer with that. And this nut is a 13mm nut. Gets torque to 28 Newton meters, which is 21 foot-pounds of torque. There you go, after applying the thread locker. Just gonna get this. Alright. Time to get stuff ready. Go a little bit over. Right there. Is that right? Yeah. And alright, time to throw the torque specs. 28 Newton meters or 21 foot-pounds. Perfect. Having done the belt tensioner, well, it's time to retorque this bolt for the camshaft sprocket. The reason why this needs to be loosened up is because this sprocket doesn't have a keyway, so once this is loosened up, the sprocket spins freely. So that allows you to retension everything. As you can see, this moved a little bit, so this kind of spins freely, right? If you don't loosen this up, you can start like trying to move the camshaft if you try to tension the belt again. But that's why we have our special tool holding everything, holding the timing camshaft and crankshaft in place while you actually play with this area and retension everything. So that's why it's now time to retorque that. And alright, so the sprocket bolt gets torqued to 120 Newton meters or 88 foot-pounds of torque. So it's time to get the half-inch torque wrench. Where is it? Over here. So it's already set 88 foot-pounds or 120 Newton meters. So that's when this tool comes handy. So because if you try to torque it with the our brackets or our special tool in place, you might break the back of the camshaft. So that's why we need this tool to help us out with the force of the torque we're applying over there. So let's see. Good grip. Foot-pounds once again. Great. There you go. Now our bolt is secure. After installing the timing belt, I went ahead and rotated the engine a couple of times and then reinstall the special timing tool, and everything checked right, everything aligned perfectly. So with that being said, I guess it's time to reinstall the vacuum pump. I just installed a new gasket, and these bolts are, the torque specs are 20 Newton meters, or about 15 foot-pounds of torque. Alright, so time to install it. Alright, so now we're in front of the engine. After I finished installing the vacuum pump, I went ahead and installed the oil separator. Then I moved to the front of the engine, and then after installed the engine mount bracket. This one here, right to the block. The bolts get torqued to 25 Newton meters, or 18 foot-pounds. Then I went ahead down and installed the crankshaft pulley. The 3 bolts then hold the pulley are torqued to 25 Newton meters, 18 foot-pounds of torque as well. And then after that I went and installed the engine mount isolator. 3 bolts over here, 2 on the side and 1 right under the coolant reservoir. Those get torqued to 44 foot-pounds of torque, or 60 Newton meters. So I went ahead and I installed all that. I didn't record that because my camera died, and batteries takes about 2 hours or 3 hours to fully recharge. So then I decided just to go ahead and finish it, since this is my daily driver, and this is like my 3rd or 4th day working in this car, so I needed to finish it up. But okay, things left to do are the intake, install the coolant reservoir, the wheel well, and after fill up with coolant. I got the Multiair coolant antifreeze, and over here in the instruction says that you can go 50-50, you can go 60-40 or 70-30, like getting more concentrated. Depends on where you live. It gets really cold, and it's better to go with more concentration in the coolant. But over here it doesn't get -20. I guess that's the lowest it gets around, so I'm gonna get with a 50-50 concentration. By the way, before filling the system with coolant again, don't forget to tighten the bolt that we used to drain the coolant right in the bottom of the radiator. Very important. Okay, let's get to the action. So I drop a 50-50 mixture of coolant. Coolant level is a little bit high, but once the engine starts, hopefully it's gonna help drain the system and take some of the air out. Also I check for leaks. There's no leaks coming from the water pump, nor the plastic screw I removed in order to drain the coolant. So the next thing to do will be to reconnect the battery. So now this is the moment of truth. It's time to start the engine. Cross our fingers, and you guys noticed that I didn't install this upper timing belt cover. Just because I think it's cool, I want to have a look to the camshaft sprocket. There's nothing in the way. I already checked it out. All the cables and wiring is away from the sprocket, so it won't get caught. And all right, without further ado, let's start it. At the beginning, when I started it, I felt like the engine was shaking a little bit, so I thought it had a misfire. But the check engine light did not come on. After a few seconds, it went away. So right now I'm just waiting. I'm just gonna be letting idle for a few minutes. Maybe rev it up a little bit after, once it reaches operating temperature. Also, I'll be checking for leaks. But so far, it's running. Okay, thanks for watching.